What's happening, party people?
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
How is everybody?
I guess I could have stopped and not recorded until she got her hair did, but
it just, ladies, you can relate. Just, when your hair is just not going the way you want it.
It's a hat day.
It's just happening. But I'm here. So I'm here. I showed up anyway.
Yep.
Even with this knot on my head.
Okay. If you read the title, How I Almost Killed Stefanie this week, you're probably intrigued because it was something. I didn't I tried to kill myself too. But
not as much.
No, it had more of an effect on her. It was an accident, obviously. Facebook, don't get all pissy on me.
Well, that's why, and that's, I think, he was telling me like, oh, we need to talk about this today.
It's very important because you guys could do the same thing that we accidentally did.
Yeah, and I said to him, well, he told me he wanted to come out with this title.
Yep.
Which is I Almost Killed Stefanie.
Yep. Almost did.
And I was like, well, I better be on this video because if I'm not there, they just might think you did.
Because you guys haven't seen her in a while.
It's been a minute.
There's
a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes on, and I just can't seem to get it on camera enough. So
yeah. She avoids it. She's avoiding it.
Like the plague.
All right. So let's get into it.
All right.
Okay. Well, to start this off, I think it was probably in our private Facebook group. If you're not a member of that group, you should probably jump in there. But I think it was in our Facebook group that you had posted a picture of a black bean burger, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Beautifully. The presentation was amazing. And
our friend Jenny Bishop out there in Texas, we were out at her house. We were visiting her husband and her, and one night she made us black bean burgers. And this was by far, and I'm not kidding, the bestest black bean burger I've ever had. It beats it. She could have her own truck, her food truck, and just make black bean burgers. It could be Black Bean Jenny.
No, Jenny B's Black Bean Burgers.
Jenny B's Black Bean Burgers truck.
It's really, really good.
.com.
And if you're anything like me, like I know Nathan doesn't care about this, but I like the presentation of things.
I don't care so much.
I think it's so cool. Like, I mean, obviously if it's a drink, you're going to drink it, or if it's food, you're going to eat it, but still it just looks so nice. Like it's a whole thing.
And she did. She presented it very nice. She had the black bean burger, and there was an egg on top and avocado, and then she like drizzled. Not just me. I split mustard and ketchup.
Perfect.
Hers was sriracha or something, right? Is that what it was?
I think it was sriracha.
Some kind of delicious sauce.
Some sweet potato tater tots on the side, and then some what was that? It was cauliflower
vegetable
rice, but it was like the stir fry cauliflower rice. If anybody's had that, it's really good.
Something good. Okay, so we decided went home and we had this bag of black beans, and she used can. We had black beans, and then we were like, hey, you know what? Let's soak some black beans and let's try to recreate as close as possible, but not anything that I wasn't even trying to make black bean burgers. Let's just make black bean burgers. So what I did is I soaked them for about 10 hours. Soaked the beans for 10 hours.
As a side note, though, this particular bag of beans, when we first got them, I tried cooking or doing the same thing because they're dry. You got to soak them, then cook them. To me, they were never soft enough, even after doing what they said. So even when we first bought them, they just didn't get to the consistency of a bean in a can.
So we soaked them longer this time. It says 6 to 8 hours on the bag, and we soaked them for 10 because we just left it overnight. Poured them out the next day, rinsed them out, did everything, and then it says to boil water, pour them in, let them simmer for an hour and a half, and I think we ended up doing it for 2 hours. So these beans were cooked. Okay. So then I made black bean burgers. I mushed them up, got the good mush going, did the whole roll, added an egg for for a binder. And then these are all Jenny B's words. And then I made black bean burgers. Okay. and we ate them.
They looked fine. They looked exactly, except we didn't have avocado and egg on top.
My presentation sucks is what she was trying to say.
But no, it looked exactly
It's okay.
like Jenny's burger. Like it was
not really.
It did.
It did not.
Well, it had cheese on top, like sprinkled cheese on top. So I couldn't actually see the whole patty. But
it didn't look like hers at all.
So
it's
careful,
okay. I appreciate
because
it.
people are going to think you actually tried to kill me. Careful.
No, well, if they just watch, you're obviously on here, so you didn't die.
You tried.
God. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Fake news. All right. So, okay. So we eat the burgers, and then I don't know. It was probably 15, 20 minutes later ish.
Yeah.
We don't have to get exact number.
No.
It wasn't like 20 minutes and 23 seconds.
No, I wasn't saying that, but it came on pretty quick. It wasn't like hours.
All right.
later.
So we decided to go walk. So we went and walk because we walk every day, 3.5 miles. And, so we're out walking. And then all of a sudden she's like, I don't feel good. She goes, I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I thought, oh, that's strange. And, we've been doing some stuff and it could, we thought maybe it was nerves or anxiety or something like that. And it just kept coming and going. So we finally got home and, you went upstairs. Did you shower after the walk? And then
I did.
Okay. So she showered after the walk and then puked her brains out.
Yeah.
And it was bad. I felt sick to my stomach, but I never got to the part that she is. As a matter of fact, we're now 2 days after this and I still feel sick to my stomach.
I think I'm on the mend. This is the first day that I felt good. So this happened on Monday.
Yeah.
And I mean, tell you this, I am grateful that it happened early in the day.
Because it lasted all day long.
All day.
Monday was a shit show, and it just ended up
like
not
literally a shit show.
And then it's TMI.
Poop emojis.
Yeah.
Just poop emojis.
So throwing up, it was nasty.
Throwing up from both sides.
Oh my God.
From both sides.
Okay.
Guys, it was disgusting.
There's a lesson here.
There is a lesson, and we don't want this to happen to you.
Yeah, we don't want this to happen to you. But we're going to teach you why. We're going to teach you why. We're going to tell you why what happened. So basically, black beans, any bean, kidney beans are the worst. But beans can kill you. You didn't know that, did you? I'm serious. I'm serious.
That's the way he says it.
I'm serious.
I just pictured a black bean, like a ninja.
No, I'm serious though. Black beans, black beans can kill you.
It's true.
Beans can kill you. So I'm going to tell you why. This is the whole point. The point of this. That's why we're wearing. We could have just wore anything, but this is a nutrition thing that you need to know and learn from our mistakes, people, because it can cost you your life if you don't listen. Okay, so beans are part of beans and grains are two things that we have not been eating for the dawn of time and man. We have only been eating grains and beans for the last 10,000 years. So our genetic makeup has not been introduced to this for a long period of time. And with that being said, our brain before 10,000 years ago was bigger than it is today, and it's shrinking. And one of the things has to do with grains and beans. Now, what does this got to do? Grains and beans is two completely different things. Beans have, and grains have one, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute, but beans in particular have one protein in them that is not healthy. It's not really digestible, and it's an actual poison to the body. But before we get into that, vegetarians get on this, or vegans get on this health kick about, well, we shouldn't eat animals and we weren't supposed to eat animals. Plants have these basically
defense, like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, it's a defense mechanism. And what they do is they push out toxins into themselves so that animals do not eat them. And once an animal does eat it for the first time, gets sick, if it doesn't die, it'll say, okay, I'm never going to eat that again. I don't know any animal that has that defense mechanism. So for vegans to say that it's unhealthy to eat, this is me just going after vegans for a minute. For vegans to go after, animals as not healthy, I don't know any animal that has a defense mechanism that if you eat it, you will die. But most plants have a defense mechanism. I mean, what is it? Chlorophyll, right? Mm-hmm. So the green in potatoes, if you eat a green potato, if you notice that sometimes you'll go to the store and the potato will be green.
And some people don't notice that. Like for me, for example, I never paid attention to what russet potatoes look like. Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
Yeah. So if by chance, if you've never noticed it, go and look in your produce section and
Yep.
look at the different potatoes. We actually I was able to physically see it for the first time by holding one in one. I think we actually have a picture
Yeah,
of
somewhere.
him holding one.
But if you eat a green potato, you'll get sick because that chlorophyll prevents animals from eating it. Because think about it, like we as humans want to procreate so that we can continue on the human race, but plants do the exact same thing. That's why they pollinate everything, right? Because they want to reproduce. If you have animals eating you all the time, you can't reproduce. You're going to end up being extinct. So that is why that's their only defense mechanism. They can't, jump up and beat the crap out of you if you're trying to eat them. The only defense mechanism is to basically be passive aggressive and make you throw up, shit yourself, and feel like you're going to die so that you'll never do it again. So back into this.
I did not shit myself.
No.
Let's just clarify that.
It's coming out both ends. But again, I'm going to wrap all of this up into a pretty little bow for you. So for those of you who are like, oh, it's taking too long, just move along, okay? Because this is obviously not for you. Keep doing the dumb shit that you're doing. So you eating beans, they have lectins in them. Lectins are very hard. They're a protein that's very undigestible, and it looks almost like the proteins that we have in our body, the human body is made up of. So your body starts to fight these lectins. It doesn't want to, and it attacks these lectins. So lectins are very hard for the body, and they're poisonous to the body. I was doing some research, and I learned that the only way that you can we should not be eating beans, okay? And I thought that only certain people were sensitive to lectins, but apparently everybody has some level of sensitivity to lectins, because it's just like, it doesn't matter. Maybe I can eat a little bit of something and not notice a difference. And then she eats the same thing, and then all of a sudden she's in real big trouble. It's still doing something bad to our bodies on the inside slowly over time. So it might take her a day to feel sick. It might take me 3 days to feel sick, right? Or it might be a milder version because my immune system is better than hers. So it's not one for one, but everybody has the same effect, okay? I mean, how many people out there eat beans and have acid reflux or heartburn or gas or anything else, or any other food that you're eating that you have that? If you have gas after you eat something, it's toxic to your body. And so animals eat a plant, they don't die, they get sick, they'll never eat that plant again, right? Humans, as smart as we are, will eat something, burp, shit, and throw up and feel sick. And then what do? Heartburn, rather than saying, hey, you know what? I should probably stay away from that. We're like, oh my God, I love it so much. Just where's my Pepsid AC? What? Dude, stop eating this shit. I have a friend, he burps all the time after he drinks energy drinks. And he's like, oh no, man, everybody burps. It's just what you do. All right, cool. Keep doing you, boo-boo. All right. So how does grains wrap into this? Well, lectins are they're not good for the body, but gluten, right? We talk about these gluten intolerances, and sometimes gluten intolerance is so bad that you have like celiac disease, and it can cause leaky gut. Gluten is a lectin. Now, in order to destroy the poisonous of the poison of a lectin, you have to pressure cook it and make sure that the heat is so high that it destroys all the lectins. Now, I'm starting to, after this, because just thinking about black beans right now, kidney beans are the worst, but just thinking about black beans right now, I was like, I don't ever want to eat another bean again.
Yeah, I think it's hard for life.
So, but the only thing with gluten is gluten can, even under pressure and high heat, still has the lectin attached to it. So it doesn't break off the lectin. So if you're not feeling good eating bread and eating beans, stop eating them. Okay. And I mean, for the rest of us that haven't gotten sick yet, geez, oh Pete's, like, I still don't understand. I mean, we had black bean burgers, and it was so
must
delicious.
have been something that was just in that particular batch of beans
or maybe they weren't, me didn't rinse them enough or whatever it was, because we followed the instructions. But that goes to show you how close, like, when you're eating food, how sensitive your body is to it. And you have to, we don't think so much, right? We just look at, oh, McDonald's, I'm just going to eat. Oh, I'm hungry, I'm just going to eat. And then you have all these effects of your body. You don't feel good. You got brain fog. You have acid reflux. You have irritable bowel syndrome. You're starting to feel bad. You're depressed all the time, and you don't understand why. Because from your mouth all the way down to your butt, past the intestines, all the way down, you have your digestive system is a very thin layer. It's like skin, but just turned the other way. Okay. So it's the outside of the skin turned inside out because everything can absorb. But it's such a thin layer that if you introduce poisons and toxins and other things to your body, it slowly over time, what happens? It starts to get holes. And
It's
what
just to strip away that lining.
Yep. And then all of a sudden you don't have, and back in the 50s and 60s, we didn't have peanut allergies. So why is that? We didn't have all of these problems, these chronic illnesses that we had today because of the introduction of antibiotics. Antibiotics have killed all the microflora and the good bacteria in the gut that would once be able to destroy anything at no problem. But now most people don't have enough pro and prebiotics and have all the digestive enzymes and have the good microflora in there to defeat this kind of stuff. And so over time, instead of that stuff battling on the inside for you, you have less soldiers. You have basically an incompetent army that can't do anything because they're overwhelmed all the time. You start to, after a while, start to develop these holes in your digestive lining. And the stuff from the food starts to seep, the poisons, the toxins start to seep through into the bloodstream. And you wonder why you don't feel good all the time. The next thing that happens is your body's under attack. Your white blood cell count goes up, stress goes up, cortisol goes up because we're under attack. Your body starts attacking that. Plus, because in the case of lectins look like the same proteins that the human body's made up, your body will start attacking the lectins. It'll also start looking at your body and start attacking your body because it can't tell the difference between those. That's why when you do have that problem in your gut, you start having thyroid problems because what's going on is the thyroid looks exactly the same to the white blood cells. And the white blood cells are your army that are trying to fight and they're trying to battle for you, but you keep doing dumb stuff. All of us
Humans, yes,
keep doing dumb stuff.
So it all ties back to one thing that creates all of that in our human body: inflammation.
Yep.
Inflammation is the root cause to all of those things.
All illness starts in the stomach, starts in the digestive tract.
Yep.
If we clean up our guts, we'll clean up our act. Boom. That was good.
Yeah.
It's like a TV.
Clean up our guts, clean up our act. Bumper stickers, anyone?
Maybe. Hashtag.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
All right, guys. So drop your I almost died down below. I mean, if it was a cliff or something like that, it's not the same. But maybe in the food realm, maybe in the herb realm.
Did you have food poisoning?
Yeah.
Did you have, what else can you get?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
Other than a food poisoning.
Yep. So drop it below. She's here. She's not dead.
I know it's not. And this is, our new background. Or
one of them.
Yeah, one of them. We have many. So I am not an AI. This is actually me.
Hello, my name is Nathan.
People probably say, well, wait a minute. It doesn't look like her. She looks like she's like a digital graphic.
Who's that guy in the 80s?
Added to the
Max Headroom?
Yeah. That was in Back to the Future, wasn't it?
No.
That wasn't?
Mm-mm. Nope. I don't think so. Number 2?
Yeah.
Maybe.
At the diner. All right.
Oh, maybe.
I thought so.
Possibly.
All right, y'all.
That was Pepsi or something, or Tab.
Y'all.
I don't know. Whoa, we just went way off over there. All right. Hearts, likes, wows, happy faces, Care Bear stares. Drop them below. You guys have a fantastic day out there. And until next time, start strong, finish stronger.